As the NBA's regular season slowly wanes away, so does these rookies' first year in the NBA too. As usual, so many people's perception of certain rookies have changed. If I'm being real, it's not only about these individuals, but just the entire draft class in general. Absolutely nobody's calling this class weak anymore like they once did. So many teams are ultra proud of the rookies that they drafted, and others are they are having second thought, and maybe even, dare I use this word, regretting who they selected. Now, I'm not here to tell you that any of these rookies are mistakes. It's way too early to tell, but as you already know, a lot of these NBA fans and just people in general really like patience and want a final product day one. People don't want to go through the journey, but this is what makes the journey also worth it, baby. It's beautiful. I like to see the early struggle and watch them finally flourish. Go ahead and follow my Twitter page because I be ranting there sometimes. Go ahead and follow my TikTok page, and also for updates as to when these videos are coming out, go ahead and follow my YouTube page as well. And lastly, how can I forget, the Rusty, Mojo, and Rudy podcast has had episodes constantly dropping. Here's a link right there, and also links will be in the description. Now let's, as usual, get into our bag. You already know how things go over here. This draft is definitely not as bad as experts said it was gonna be at all. Them boys had me thinking it was gonna be mid, but I was bamboozled, sadly, once again. Why do I let this keep on happening to myself? This class is looking like it will turn out to be another good one. So many quality rookies had quality seasons so far, and others, not so much. Now remember though, boys, being real, this vid is titled Regrets for a reason. For clickbait reasons, if I'm being honest. It's way too early to regret anything right now. I just want to emphasize that. We can only use that word in about 3 to 4 years from now, just to be for sure. Remember when people like me swore up and down that Tyler Hero was gonna be a better player than RJ Barrett? Now, it's only been a year, and of course Tyler Hero can get better and stuff like that, but right now I'm willing to bet that that's just not gonna be the case, because RJ is just simply more skilled, better, and he wants it more, bro. Look at those two now. It is a prime example. I was over here sitting like a buffoon. Y'all encouraged me, hyped me up in all my claims and thoughts, and let me sit here speaking tomfoolery to thousands of people. I'm starting to question how real some of y'all are, because you let me say stupid things all the time on camera, and you don't even follow me on Instagram, and some of y'all ain't even leave a like on this video yet. I'm starting to question your loyalty, man. But anyways, that Tyler Hero and RJ Barrett storyline is a prime example. Let's not make that mistake again, boys. This is a learning experience, and I'm learning just like y'all. Now, someone a lot is quick to call trash and a mistake, and just doesn't seem like they're worth it right now, is James Weisman. I made a vid about that man recently, talking about how the Golden State Warriors should probably look to trading him for the betterment of them, not only them in their future, but for the betterment of him too, because I ain't gonna lie, I just do not see him being the elite player that he could be in Golden State when Steph is at the peak of his career. I encourage you to go ahead and watch that video. It's a very interesting one, but long story short, James Weisman did not have the greatest rookie year ever. The man sadly went out with a torn meniscus and only averaged 11 points and 6 boards with just over 21 minutes of play per game. Super solid stats, nothing crazy, nothing special or generational or even all-star caliber-ish like the first overall pick and the third overall pick, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. A lot of people are laughing at Warriors fans specifically about how they did not choose LaMelo Ball when LaMelo Ball would have been kinda, in a way, at the moment it would have seemed like it would have been a redundant pick. And right now, as we speak, it's looking like LaMelo Ball will be a generational at least passer and possibly player, and he's the type of player that Golden State could use yearly so off of their bench and maybe even in the starting lineup, because right now they don't have many options. That team is boo-boo trashed their buns, and James Weisman, as we speak, just cannot contribute in the ways that Golden State needs. If y'all paid attention to history, you know what I'm saying, I wonder how your grades are looking like in history class. I heard your grades were not looking that good. But anyways, if you paid attention to history, you'd notice that the Golden State Warriors never really needed like an elite, high-tier elite center to be an actual elite basketball team. They just picked up some dude who had some scraps in him left, like DeMarcus Cousins. And Anderson Varejao, Andrew Bogut was not that good, but for what they asked him to do, he was elite at. Like, bro, they don't need too much. They're not asking for too much. And Weisman supersedes drastically what they have, and that's just not good for his development. So him on the Warriors is just not the greatest fit in the world, if you ask me. And I know a lot of Warriors fans and a lot of NBA fans are sitting back thinking like, yo, should the Warriors really should have selected James Wiseman over a LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball did not look underwhelming at all. The man, if anything, overperformed and surpassed a lot of expectations people put on him in his rookie season, bro. Before LaMelo Ball's rookie season, a lot of people were comparing him to Ricky Rubio, which is insane to think of now. I do not want to say that the Warriors are regretting not drafting LaMelo Ball, but right now they have to be just simply hoping for the best for James Wiseman and his future. And I know they hope, they're praying that this man can capitalize on every ounce of potential that he has in his bones. The next player on this very short list that I have that I want to paint a picture for you guys through my thoughts is Obi Topping. Now, Obi Topping is a very interesting rookie in my opinion because he was drafted into a situation that they thought he would be needed, but in reality he's just not really needed right now because a player that they traded for the year prior, Julius Randle, is looking like an all-NBA caliber type player right now, and he's not even that old and he's nearing the peak and prime of his career. So Obi Topping being drafted into this situation is just really awkward because it's just like, bro, what can you do that we need? Virtually nothing. He's under Coach Tom Thibodeau, and Thibodeau just in general usually does not play rookies like that. So that's also another issue that Obi Topping has to deal with upon all the other ones that New York has. New York's a great team, but it's not a great situation for Obi anymore. He only got 11 minutes per game this season so far and threw up a whopping 4 points and 2 rebounds, so 47% shooting from the field and 27% shooting from 3. Is that worth a, what pick was he? The 8th pick in the NBA draft? I think the hell not. He's not even the best rookie on that team if we're being completely honest. It's Emmanuel Quickly, bro. Unless Julius Randle was to go back to the old Julius Randle that New York Knicks fans hated last year, then I honestly just see no way in hell how Obi Topping flourishes as a star or whatever New York fans thought potential that he had in New York. Like, it's just not possible. And New York fans just can't sit here and tell me that they don't think about other players that they could use this pick on if they knew Julius Randle would be what we all know Julius Randle is today. That 8th overall pick right there could have been Tyrese Halliburton. They're rumored heavily to go ahead and draft Tyrese Halliburton. Bro, my memory is kind of crazy and I remember those rumors, all those jersey swaps and all that stuff. Tyrese Halliburton has been, it's not even up for debate, the most consistent rookie. We're talking about from game 1 to game 72. I know he's not going to play the rest of the season, but he's been the most consistent rookie out of them all in this draft class. But instead, Knicks fans have to sit here and cry about Elfrid Payton still being a part of the roster. Now, I know they got D-Rose off the bench, which is nice, but bro, I just can't help to think how much better the Knicks would be with Tyrese Halliburton on their roster. If any team was to regret selecting anybody right now, it would have to be the Knicks and Obi Topping. I don't want to call it a regret, but if you were to place that word and that label on anyone, it gotta be Obi, bro. I'm sorry. Another draft pick that really has me like questioning their entire existence is Jalen Smith. The 4 out of, what school did he go to? Maryland. That is how irrelevant he was to me, bro. The man came from Maryland. He barely played any major, considerable, or had any memorable moments in the NBA. So far, he's played a total of 103 minutes and averaged 1.5 points per game. Now, I'm not mad at him and his production and all that because, bro, you're bound to put a doo-doo stats if you get doo-doo garbage time type of opportunity in a minute. I just really wish that the Phoenix Suns would have capitalized off of this draft pick and would have selected another young point guard like Kira Lewis Jr. for example, or maybe even again Tyrese Halliburton to be an understudy to Chris Paul because Chris Paul is getting hella old. I know the man says he's vegan and all that stuff and that's how he's been able to kind of dodge father time for now, but bro, father time, he don't wait for nobody. Chris Paul's time is coming. And having a young guard like Tyrese Halliburton, Kira Lewis Jr., hell, maybe even Cole Anthony would have been a heck of a lot better and easier to sleep at night every night as a Suns fan with having one of those young guards on your roster, but instead you get to sleep with a man who looks like this on your roster every night. Once again, I'm not saying that this is a regret, but this future right now in Phoenix is just not looking too exciting. 2 more players that I think should be honorable mentions Are Big O and Onyeka the center for the Atlanta Hawks? Now, I'm not saying that he is a regret or anything like that, bro. I said this for everyone. This is the main thing that I'm trying to emphasize this entire video. Nobody is a regret, but all I'm thinking about is how great Clint Capella has been for the Atlanta Hawks. I went into this season as an Atlanta Hawks fan just thinking that Clint Capella was going to be a solid, reliable big force, but he's been way more than solid and way more reliable. He's been by far the most consistent and a lot of the time second best player on the Atlanta Hawks. He's that important to our defense and off, and I want that man, and also I know Travis Schlenk, our GM, wants that man part of the future long term. He just fits seamlessly with Trae Young, bro. He can't go anywhere. We were locking him down, and now that I know that we're logging him down, that just makes Big O and Onyeka just a little bit less valuable to us. Not too many would have guessed that Clint Capella was going to be this good and this monstrous on the defensive end and on the glass. But you never know what the future holds, bro. Big O could come in clutch for us if Clint Capella was to go down with some type of cataclysmic injury, or if some drama was to happen and he doesn't want to be a part of Atlanta anymore, bro. I don't know. I'm just having lingering thoughts about what else we could have used this draft pick on instead of Big O. Another honorable mention is Kellyanne Hayes. Now, Kellyanne Hayes started off this season horrible. Man's without an injury, had confidence issues and all this stuff, but now he's kind of flipped the switch and he's been a lot better of a player. Now, I don't think he's going to be a regret at all. Kellyanne Hayes was one of my favorite prospects coming out of the draft class. So how could he be a regret in my own damn video? It just don't make any sense, bro. But he did start off this season just a tad bit shaky, and with knowing who is coming out of the next draft class, aka, well, this one right now, Kate Cunningham, I'm sure that the Detroit Pistons would have, I don't want to say use their draft pick on someone else, but of course, just like what I said about Big O, they're having thoughts as to how they could have used this pick much better. Once again, just thoughts, no regrets here. This is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel and seeing what I have to do and talk about today. That is hella dope as usual. Now, if you're new, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you're not new, then why are you still watching me? Why don't you make a YouTube account? Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. If you don't want to do that, then go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all this other type of stuff. And we're talking about regrets. I'm just hoping that you don't regret watching me run my mouth for what, 9-10 minutes or so, or whatever the case may be. And I hope you enjoyed this experience, this vibe, and watching me get into my bag. Out of everything that I just said today, bro, I really do hope that you go ahead and make it great. Until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made the shirt, free the way, Told my girl who'd ever thought.